Hello, everyone. I am Silverette, and it is Steam's nextfest. So we're doing demos. This one, right, we're starting now is Metahorror therapy session. I'm not a fan of horror, but I am a fan of psychological stuff. So I was interested. Let's go right into it. New session. Hello, Noel. Nice to see you again. Hi. Nurse Ann introduced us earlier this week. I'm Dr. Yuri Montgomery. You might remember me from these big darky looking glasses I'm wearing. I remember. You are a therapist at a local hospital. Huh. In this room. You've seen many patients, kids, adults, each one unique and requiring a different kind of approach. We're going to have to find a way to get Noel to talk a little more about himself. He seems like a young adult, perhaps a late teenager. You have strategies for how to help. You have strategies for how to best approach this. Utilizing what you know from his file, you might be able to get him to open up a little bit. Perhaps you can look at this as a form of anamnesis, an initial interview. With those, you remind me of my uncle. My glasses remind me of your uncle. My uncle, he's silly. How do we look at history? A good therapist pays attention to small details. With those, he remind me of my uncle. My glasses remind you of your uncle. Or it's just a conversation. Okay. What is the screenshot is S. Hide the interface is H. Voice act? Self-voicing. Assistant. Okay. My uncle, he's silly. He'd wear something like that. What's his name? Don't know. You don't remember? Don't know. The line of questioning is not working. How's your eye? Does it hurt? Not anymore. It's the light. It hurts your eyes? Yes. Covering it helps. The eye that was examined in the ER, but no one was able to find anything wrong with it. Did it always hurt, or did it start hurting after the accident? No, it's going to hurt forever. So there's nothing you can do. Why do you say that? Don't know. Don't know. Don't remember. Are you having memory troubles then? I guess. Don't know. Doc, can I leave? I need to go. Soon. Where do you want to go, Noel? Home? No, I can't. I can't go home. I have something really, really important to do. Really? It sounds pretty serious. Do you want to tell me what it is? I promise I won't tell the others. I can't tell you. If I did, you'd be the one needing a shrink. Try me. I hear some pretty wild stuff in this job, you know. I bet you can't top it. No way. Yes, wait, look at that. Yes, wait, I'll tell you, I hear so much. I'm in therapy myself. What is... Huh. Uh, if we do a screenshot, never mind. Well, it's cool to have it, but let's see. Seriously? The therapist needs a therapist? Oh, absolutely. We're just as human as anyone else. Huh. I guess that makes sense. So, go ahead. Tell me what's on your mind. I promise, no judgment here. You're a funny one, Doc. You're asking all those questions yourself. What? Nobody's commanding you to. That's impressive. But it's with Noel. Just kidding. See, I can be silly myself. Did that scare you? A little bit, yeah. I wasn't expecting that twist. Good. Keep on keep you on your toes, right? Also, what's with the toys and stuff? Ah, this is a room for talking to children. We have for one teens and adults, but they're all full. Oh, we have one for teens and we have some for teens and adults, but they're all full. It's the one we have it's the only one we have available right now. Does it bother you? Oh, cool. I don't mind. The toys are cute. The adult room is somewhat boring if you ask me. I almost feel like a kid again sitting here. Is that a good thing? I guess it's complicated. Anyway, I was talking to Nurse Anne, and you're a bit of a prankster, aren't you? Noel is laughing. His body language is more relaxed. Yep, that's the most popular way to describe me. What about the time you swapped out the soap in the bathroom for, was it whipped cream? I heard that one caused quite a scene. Oh, yeah, that was a classic. The nurses didn't know what hit them. Where did you even get whipped cream? Stole it from the cafeteria. Shh. He also mentioned that you reprogrammed the TV remote so it only played reruns of a Mexican soap opera. Apparently, it was quite the surprise for anyone trying to watch the news. Yeah, it's a bit of fun. It's not like I can do much else here. Well, it's definitely keep things interesting. You're quite the prankster. Yep, life's too short to be taken seriously all the time. Gotta keep things lively. I just like playing pranks. That's good. Say, Doc, you're not allowed to tell anyone anything I tell you here, right? That's right. Anything you say is between the two of us and those four walls. Unless you express that you want to do harm to yourself and others, of course. You really won't tell anyone? I won't. Noel is finally making eye contact with you. Oh, please don't be something crazy, crazy. Neat. So, feel free to tell me anything that's on your mind. I don't really have anything right now. May I ask a few questions then? Sure, Doc. Go ahead. Tutorial. Now that you've built something of a rapport, let's try asking him more about himself. Pick a topic. More topics will unlock as you progress. While talking, you might find yourself completely diverging from the original topic. That's natural in therapy. Free conversations allow for new subjects to be introduced by the patient. Sometimes he'd rather stay quiet. It's important to know when to press and when to let the silence be. Remember, your objective is to find answers to the questions raised in the initial report. Where is the initial report? All right, what's the files? Okay, file 122. Noel Li. Patient only offered surname initials. Male, unknown age, unknown birthday, unknown parentage, unknown health issues, no allergies. Patient was brought in for an initial assessment after recovering from an accident. Refuses to talk about where he's from or who should be contacted to support his recovery. Sending him for an assessment for mental health support and to investigate amnesia or possible damage to his brain. Other than that, he has made a full recovery from his physical injuries. Talk to Noel to learn more about the accident and then learn more about himself. Mother, family, injuries, self-image, romance. Save. Oh wow. Session 1. Noel appointment day off staff. The online appointment road trip. Morley. Okay, next. Oh, alright, got it. I think that was okay, yeah. Let's go into the accident. The accident you were in looked pretty scary. It must look like that. Yeah. I was inside the bus trying to sleep. The windows were covered and most people were on their phones. So I didn't realize what was happening until we almost went flying. You were inside the bus, huh? Do you recall where you were headed? Yeah. Wanna tell me? No. Okay. When you realized what was happening, what did you do? My whole body started to hurt and I couldn't move. The person who was next to me had a phone on their pocket, and I tried to reach out to them so I could try to call for help or something, but they weren't responding. They were out. I think they hit their head badly and they wouldn't wake up no matter how much I shook them. There were people crying and shouting. Some were trying to help others, and the whole place was filled with smoke and broken glass. Everything was so loud and chaotic, and it was hard to make sense of anything. I remember looking around and seeing people injured, some trying to crawl out through the broken windows. It felt like an eternity before help arrived. You didn't hit your head. So I was super lucky. My head landed right on a bunch of pillows. My lower body wasn't so lucky though. As that fancy file of yours must say, glass shards all over. Yes, you have several Yes, you had several lacerations from glass shards, and there were deep cuts and bruises on your leg. The nurses explained to me that the hospital people had to remove the shards and tend to the wounds to prevent infection or whatever. Hurt like hell. Never again. And when the paramedics told me about the pillows, I couldn't stop laughing. How did they all land right under me? You remember the paramedic? Oh, yeah. I was awake and aware the entire time. They put one of these neck things on me so I couldn't look around or raise my head. That's what made me panic. Okay, pause. He said, I didn't realize what's happening, went flying. Uh, Alright, that's fine. But he said something else. That must have been quite distressing. It sounds like being immobilized like that only added to your anxiety. It's good to hear you could find some humor in the situation afterwards, even though it was a tough experience. Yeah, it was a weird mix of pain and relief, I guess, but the whole thing was quite surreal. I wanted to know if the other passengers were okay. There were families and small kids in there, you know? I can't imagine how that must have felt. Yeah, it was terrifying. I keep thinking about this one lady that got stuck under the bus. I think I heard something about having to consider an amputation to get her out. I don't know if she made it to the ER. I'm sorry. It must be difficult. Yeah. So the paramedics took you to the hospital's ER. It's pretty hectic in there. Isn't it? Doc, it was madness. People screaming, doctors barking out orders, kids crying. ambulance sirens. I could barely hear my own doctors and nurses. I could barely hear what my own doctors and nurses were saying. I couldn't move much, and I kept hearing all those noises and voices. Madness. I can't imagine how intense that must have been, especially with your own injuries and fear. Yeah, and being immobilized made it worse. I couldn't see what was happening, so my imagination ran wild. How so? Every time I heard a new sound or someone talking nearby, I'd get a jolt of panic. I wondered if something bad was happening to someone else. Was it antagonizing, having to wait? They pumped me full of pain meds, so it wasn't that bad. I got to chat with a nurse who told me about how the other passengers were doing. She was cool. Most of the kids I asked about didn't make it. I'm sorry. It sounds like you are carrying a lot of weight from that experience. Yeah, I suppose I am. As you talk to your patient, you write notes on what he reveals to you. You can read the notes at any time by opening the menu. Always check these notes so the session goes smoothly. Oh, okay. Clear memories of accident. I wish we could have wrote some stuff ourselves. Remembers the before, after, during. Considering that and the lack of damage to his head, amnesia hypothesis seems unlikely. Here, nothing here. So I guess it's just this. Yeah, he does remember a lot of the accident. Always check those so the session goes smoothly. A lot of people died or are in the ICU. It bumps me out, Doc. Why couldn't some of these damn pillows land near the why couldn't some of these damn pillows land near these other innocents? I know it's useless to think about it, but I got super lucky in the end. Why was I the only one who got a cushion while others didn't? I wonder how many families got separated or are completely broken now. Okay, what was that? Possible survivors' guilt. I saw a kid whose head they had to cut open in the ER. His brain was swelling too fast to get him to an operation room in time. He kept crying out for his mom, and there was an elderly man who wandered to the chaos and started screaming for his wife. Nurse Ann had to give him the news. Let him keep talking. There was a woman who'd been pregnant. They were trying to save her and the baby at the same time, but it was touch and go. The look on the doctor's face said it all. They couldn't do it. A little girl, maybe about 7 or 8, was sitting alone, covered in blood. She kept asking for her dad, but he never came. I found out later that he'd been in a different part of the bus and didn't survive. There are so many stories like that. I hate it. It's unfair. Families should stick together. What is that? Especially ones with small kids. Huh. You just unlocked a new topic. You can now select it to start a new conversation. Do we want to do family or identity? Both can lead into the other, technically. Let's see. And then let's go into the family. That's what he went to. Do I have to talk about them? I want to know you a little better, but if you rather not, I understand. You can't tell anyone. Yes. If I did, you could sue me and take my license to be a therapist. Really? I could? But would I? Would you? Nah, I'm not a narc. Between these between those four walls, right? Indeed. And I promise those four aren't gossipers. I'll only write down in your file the absolute essentials. So you can tell me whatever it is that's on your mind. My family's my 2 dads, my little sister, and me, and 2 cats. That's important. A family of 4. You all get along? Yeah. My dads are all over each other. It's almost gross. And my little sis is the cutest girl in the world. You call them both your dads? Is he lying? Family. 2 fathers, little sister, patient was adopted. When did we get adoption? If it makes it easier for you, one wears glasses and the other has, well, long hair. Yeah? Glasses dad and long hair dad. Got it. No name. He's lying. Yep. My dad has long hair because my other dad told him he liked it once. So he grew it out and it's down to his hips now. Nerds. You know, you sound like you enjoy talking about them. I do. They're my family, you know? I love them. I miss them even. You can't see them at the moment? No. See, Doc, I'm on a trip of sorts. To the mysterious place you were heading to in the bus? Part of it. I'm going to various places. My family can't come with me, so I do it all by myself. Do you wish they could be here with you? No. I wouldn't wish this trip on my worst enemies. Huh? Why not? I've seen some things. Everyone's better off not knowing or not seeing or knowing about them. Could you give me an example? You don't want to know. Hit me. I like you, so no. Trust me, Ground. Not everything is meant to be discovered. I see. If it's that scary, does it mean you're planning on heading back home to your dad soon? No, I can't go home. I have a mission. That's another topic. I don't think anything outside of the 2 dads. Yeah. We don't even know if he was actually adopted. One could have been his actual dad. We're gonna continue with the conversation. My mission. Is it about something I shouldn't know? I do like this, Doc. You let me talk your ear out about stuff you in the hospital don't really want to know. That's not. Come on. Nobody really wants to know about my family. That's not what's going to get me out of here sooner and open up a bed for another patient. So, I appreciate you asking about it. For someone cool like you, I'll even tell you about the mission. Noel. Here's the gist of it. I need to kill God? Huh? Excuse me? What in the world? And that is super creepy. Super creepy. Where is that going? Self-image, delusional. I'm here for it. God is an evil being. Is God his mom? She needs to be killed so that everyone can live in peace. And I have to do it. Why does it have to be you? There's something about me that's different from others. God knows that, so she's running away from me. So you're in this trip to find and kill God? Yep. I've seen enough of the world to understand that it needs to change. There's something in me that's driven to this task. I don't know why or how, but it's the path I've been given. I go to all kinds of places and all kinds of times looking for her. I got lost recently, which is how I ended up here. Time. Schizophrenic, maybe? My mission requires me to go to the future, the past, and the present. God can be wherever and whenever she wants, so I have to do it. Sometimes I think I'm getting close, and then I lose the trail. She's always a step ahead. I'm doing this because it's my burden to bear. I don't want anyone else involved. That's my mission. Just kidding. There's some truth in that. There's no way there's not. Um, I think it's his mom. Grandeur sounds straight from a piece of fictional media. Psychiatric evaluation recommended. Oh, I wish you could have did this. What? I don't have a mission. Not at all. What? Noel. I was just messing with you. I'm a prankster, remember? Really? Everything you just told me about your mission was a prank? Yep. I love playing pranks on people. Yep, that's it. I love playing pranks on people, and there's a little ritual I do when I get to know someone. I say something super nonsensual, and watch their reaction. It's the best way to find out what kind of prank will hit them best. I don't want him to backpedal, so okay, you got me good. You should have seen your face, Doc. I could see you scribbling on that file of yours. You must have been like, this dude's crazy. But don't worry, it was all a joke. You don't know how you feel about lying to a patient. So, what other questions do you have for me? I promise I'll try not to prank you again. Emphasis on try. Go ahead. What else, Doc? Let's go to little sister. My little sister. When I left, she was just 2 years old. She was figuring out how to talk, learned how to walk first right in front of me. She has this stuffy my aunt gave her. I put it down on the bed on the couch and she waddled over all by herself. Her eyes lit up when she reached it, like she had just accomplished something huge. It was adorable. That's a sweet memory. It is. She's so small. I learned how to change diapers on bow tube for her. You sound like a great big brother. Thanks. My dad said that too. She calls me no, and my dads are Dada and Papa. Dada and Papa. Dada and Papa. My name's the coolest if you ask me. Did you want a sibling? Want one? No. I was pretty happy the way things were. If I were a smaller kid, I think I'd throw a tantrum or be mean to her. I was already an older teen when my dad's adopted her, so I thought about it less emotionally. I'm glad I wasn't difficult about it, because I love my sister very much. I'd kill a man for her, not even kidding. I think my dads would too. And our cats, and my aunts and uncles, and my grandpa too. If anyone hurts her, there's a whole list of people who would be pissed about it. I think that's the best thing a child can have, you know? It takes a village. That it does. Luckiest little girl in the universe. Did you have a village, Noel, before the adoption? It doesn't matter now. That's a no. That's up. No, what about now? Who's on your village? There's nobody. I can't take them with me even if I want to. On your trip? Yeah, it's too dangerous. I miss them, but they're safer at home. The people you meet in your travels, don't keep in touch. Nope. Noel. Shh, be quiet, Doc. I know how it goes in therapy. You're gonna say, I'm here for you. But after I leave, you won't. You can count on me. No, you're not my village. Nobody is. After this therapy session is over, I'll be off. Somewhere else. All right. Let's save that. Oh, that's not what I want to do. And then it seems that Noel misses his sister a lot, regrets not being able to see her grow up. How long has he been gone? Let's talk about the identity. Noel, I'd like to confirm some of the information on this file I got here. Shoot, I understand you don't want to reveal your age. Details about your past history, parentage. I said all I could say to the nurses. That's all right, Noel. See, our hospital is still keeping up with the times. So there's an important question that's not formally asked here yet. I'm curious, what is it? What should I call you as part of my protocol here? So you ask everybody? Yes. Cool. I like that. One of my old therapists could learn a thing or two from you, so you were used to therapy. Call me anything you want. You can think of me however you like. Does my file say I'm a guy? Has been in therapy before. Further investigation needed. Does not identify with any. Oh, we don't. Oh, I went too far. Does my file say I'm a guy? Yes, it does. Lame. I'll put it in a note so your new. I'll put it in a note so your next doctor knows. Thanks. Not a lot of doctors will bother. I like you, Doc. I enjoyed talking to myself, Noel. You're a fun person. You got it, Gramps. If you'd like to talk about your identity some more, I'm here to listen. There's not much else to say. I don't tell most people in real life. I just let them call me whatever. There was a diversity group in my school. You know, they put a bunch of kids in a classroom after school and have them talk. I spent all of my high school years in it. Made some really good friends, I thought. The teacher in charge of organizing it was really cool. We had events and meetings and all the good stuff. Honestly, it was like group counseling most of the time. There was always a kid with some experiences to talk about, and we tried to help them out. So I really did think that was a safe space to talk about myself and how I feel. But in my last year, I had a bright idea of talking about it in our weekly discussion meeting. Did it not end well? Nope. Turns out I'm a bit too diverse for the diverse group. I can't imagine what that must have been like. Were you hurt? I'm over it now. I got some new decent friends since then. Anyway, thanks for asking. I appreciate it. All right, so obviously this is something we have to do between. So instead of looking during it, you might as well wait for it. End of the questions to do it. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. Also not it. There's nothing here. Huh. Not identified with any gender. All right, injuries. My injuries from the accident are all better. Ah, I know that. It's not what I meant. What do you mean then? What suicide? When did we find out he had suicide plans? We're gonna tell him. Mental injuries. Ah, I told you I'm fine in that regard. I have to ask you, Noel. Have you ever thought of self-harm or of taking your own life? Oh, this is questioning. Just questioning. No, I don't think about that stuff. I can't give up. Okay. You haven't thought about it. Who hasn't, Gramps? At some point or the other, everyone's life goes to shit. But it's fleeting. I have too much to do. So you've never had a specific plan or such? No, never. All right. You ask this kind of thing out loud to your patients? Yes. What if it gives them ideas? Ah, that's a common misconception. There's no proven correlation between asking about suicide plans in therapy and actual later suicide attempts. In fact, studies have shown that it's the other way around. Talking about it in a safe therapeutic setting helps patients. Oh wow, I learned something today. Yeah, that's the more you know, huh? When I was in therapy, I had in my head that if I mentioned anything like that, the therapist would lock me up in an institution. You mean put you in a suicide watch? And tell my dad. That's what I was most scared of. Because my dad was, is he dead? Just this one time, I was really little and he wasn't even my dad back then, but I have faint memories of seeing his wrist bandage. He didn't keep any knives in the kitchen. I had to take them from mine when I went to eat at his place. And he never wore a belt. Still doesn't to this day. Which dad is that? The long hair. Nothing ever happened that I could see, and he's okay, so. Anyway, I wouldn't want to worry either of them. What else do you have me for? Alright. Investigated the subject of suicide. Reported no suicide thoughts or concrete plans. I don't know how true that is. What about adventures? Wait, let's see. Tell me about your adventures. You've gone to a lot of interesting places, I imagine. Yeah, many. I like going to the beach when I'm on vacation. What about you? I'm not on vacation. Traveling is more like a job. Oh, you get paid? Not a cent. I try to make it as fun as I can, but it's getting harder to do that. I can't see the finish line. Where have you been to? The mountains? The beach? A tropical island? Tokyo, kind of. How do you kind of go to Tokyo? Underground dungeons shaped after memories. The Dark Lord's Tower. A slime factory. Hell and heaven for a bit. It's overrated. I've seen many things that you could never. I've seen many things that you could even fathom exist in reality, and met people who will blow your mind if you talk to them for a fraction of a second. Our standard for normalcy and sanity are completely different from theirs. You wouldn't survive a minute in in a casual conversation. In some places, the air is toxic. To others, magic is real. So there's no need for hospitals like this one. Injuries are cured with a simple spell. Are your adventures from video games? Craziness. Nope. It's there. I actually went to all those places. It's true. Tell me about hell. Hell, what was that like? It all began when I met an angel. I was lost at a crossroad between various countries. The angel was there, as lost as I was. We talked and realized we were heading to the same place as the angel or someone he was dating, but they were dating. We were the only ones around, so we got to talk quite a lot about how we got there, while we were traveling, and so on. He was quiet and tried to come off as someone who didn't care about others, but I could tell he was concerned about something. How could you tell? I know the type. Long-haired dad was like that too when I met him. Traveling to our destination took quite a while. We got lost in some messed up places. I think we spent almost 4 months on the road together. I grew to trust him, considered him a close friend. When you live on the road like we do, you don't get to spend much time with the same people. Eventually, you have to leave and make new friends somewhere else. Other than my family and childhood friends at the time, I had never grown so close and spent so much time with the same person day after day. You sound like you liked him a lot. What? What? No, I didn't. We were friends. That's what I meant. You liked him a lot. Oh. Did you think of him as more than... No, just friends. That's all. You can be close and spend a lot of time together. That doesn't mean I have a crush on him. I didn't say anything about a crush. Anyway, we thought we found the right way to our destination, so we headed there. But it wasn't right. Wrong country? I don't know how to explain. It looked just like the place we were supposed to be at, but something was off. It was subtle at first. It was hooking us in by imitating our destination, but there were little details that were off. Small details, like a uniform that would be black is gray, that should be black is gray. A book that should be about history is about math. A constant smell of something like sulfur was in the air. The grass not as green, the sky was not as blue. We shrugged it off and kept going. We really wanted to believe we had arrived. That's how we were tripped to enter hell. By the time the mask came off, it was too late. We were trapped inside. What was the true face of hell? At first, it was just shadows shifting at the corners of our vision and whispers we couldn't quite catch. The kinds of things you could dismiss as tricks of the mind, especially when you're tired. The air grew thick, almost suffocating. We realized there was no birds, no animals, no signs of life at all. The building began to twist and warp, and the angels were all wrong. The sky turned a sickly shade of yellow, and the sun, if it was even the sun, had no warmth. The shadows we had been ignoring, they weren't just shadows, they were things twisted and broken. They crawled towards us. I don't know if I was losing my mind, but with time, I saw my family and friends' faces on them. They began to look like them, showed their mannerisms, like a slight limp on the right foot or the way they grinned at me. I heard their voices whispering that I needed to stop running and join them, that it would all end well if I let them take me with them. I was scared out of my mind. I just wanted it to end, so I started to believe them. The angel had to physically restrain me from going with the voices we fought. I punched him. He somehow convinced me to not give in. All we could do was run and run. It never ended. That does sound very scary. I would be scared too if it were me in that situation. But you're here now, so you managed to get out. How did that happen? Did you find a way out of hell? I don't know if you call it finding a way out. It's more like stumbling into one. After what felt like an eternity of running, we found ourselves at the edge of this massive chasm. It was so deep that you couldn't see the bottom, and the air was filled with these strange echoing screams. There was no bridge, no path, nothing. Just the abyss and us, with those twisted things still crawling after us. The angel said there was no turning back, that we had to keep going forward no matter what. But there was no way across, Doc. It felt hopeless. The whispers were relentless, telling me it was all pointless, that I should just jump. But then the angel did something. He reached into his chest and pulled out this light. He threw it into the chasm, and it created this narrow, flickering path. He told me to run, and I did. I ran like my life depended on it, because it did. When I reached the other side, everything went white. The next thing I knew, I was lying on the ground back on the road, gasping for air. It took some time for me to see the angel again. We lost track of each other after a few travels. We did manage to get out in the end, as terrifying as hell was for you. I don't know. I'm here now, but every day I feel like I'm still running from something I can't escape. I have nightmares around back there. Sometimes I close my eyes and I'm scared of opening them and finding out I'm back there again. Or that I never left. You sound like you've been needing to get this off your chest for a while. I don't have anyone to talk about it. Nobody that believes me or doesn't cut me off. I can tell that it's affecting you a lot. See, these emotions you're feeling are valid, Noel. They need to be put out there so you can handle them better. Keeping it all in doesn't feel good, I imagine. No, I guess I kind of feel a bit lighter now. Maybe? No, forget it. Let's not talk about that anymore. It's not medically relevant anyway. All right. Still, I'm here for you if you want to talk about it again. Can we end this already? I've told you everything I can say. Let's see. What's in the files? What changed? Uh, Hallucinations brings up fantastical scenarios, unbelievably detailed. There seems to be some form of truth in these stories, as much as he tries to obfuscate them with fantasy, intense creativity, poisoned, poisoned by his fathers who work in the creative field, or does he legitimately believe these delusions? He seems to have a crush on Angel. I still don't think you should. You're trying your best, Doc. I appreciate it. I like you. I really do. But I don't want to bother you with more than you're prepared for. Is there nothing else you'd like to talk about? Nope. Then do you mind if I ask you some things that made me curious? Depends on what they are. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to. Fine. Hit me. By your family, obviously. So you were adopted. Yeah. How was that like? Weird. Most stories you hear about adoption is small kids or older kids who spent time in the foster system. I was neither. How so? I was 13 then, left with my mom. Bio dad was never around. The story goes that he took a wrong train somewhere and never reached out to my mom again. If it was just the two of us for a long time, it was just the two of us for a long time. But she had to work several jobs at once, so I was pretty much raised by the whole apartment complex instead. Neighbors from 302 would take me to school, 202 folks took me out to play, and the landlord helped me with my homework. How did that make you feel? I was small. I didn't know that wasn't how it was supposed to be, for lack of a better word. It wasn't until I got a bit older that I started noticing I was the only kid whose mom didn't come to the school play. But I I didn't feel lonely. Is that so? It sounds like a lonely situation to be in. Because my dad was there instead. Your dad? Long haired dad. He was one of the neighbors. My mom relied on him a lot. My mom relied on him a lot. There was a science fair one time. My topic was planets. I managed to build a galaxy out of styrofoam and clay and paint. I was pretty proud of it. They printed out little invites for us to give our families. They came with to mom and dad on them by default. You know who I gave it to? Long haired dad? And his boyfriend, Glasses dad. I didn't even bother to ask my mom if she could come. I knew she wouldn't. I went straight to them. I got older, and before I knew it, mom was barely home anymore, even at night. It escalated in a few places. I bet she left. And my mom realized she couldn't take care of me anymore. In the end, the entire building raised me, not my mom. How do you feel about your mom today? Don't know. Didn't Did talking about her bring up any emotions for you? I don't know. I don't remember. I realize this topic is a sensitive one for you. Then why did you ask? To hurt me? I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention. Stop it. My mom has nothing to do with the accident. I understand. No, you don't. Every single therapist I've been to pressures me on that, but she doesn't mean anything to me at all. I thought you were different from the others. I'm sorry. I won't ask again. You better not, or I'll leave. Ugh, I should let that go. But it was right there. It was right there to act. Oh, that's nothing new. We could have put something here. Nothing there. Attachment to male parental figures outside of family itself. Unresolved issues with mom. All right, medicine. Other than the ones the hospital is giving you, have you ever been on any regular medication, Noel? No. Headaches are for that aching your eye hand. I can't take medicine along with me when I travel. It could cause trouble, if I introduce some advances to the places I go to. Like influencing cultures and such. I see. What about before your travel? Okay, what is that? I didn't want to do this, but what was that? Oh, is that going to be maybe another topic? What about before your travels? No, I've never had to take anything frequently. What was the? Um, No previous medicine taken. Adventures began after leaving home. Mental breakdown. Family did not seem to notice any early signs of delusions. You say your dad took you to therapy? So what? Before your travels, did you experience these phantom pains? No. Are you implying they would have known something was up with me back then? I was thinking. I was a pretty normal kid. I was a perfectly normal kid. They took me to therapy because my dad believes that everyone should have a therapist. Even him? Yeah. Both my dads have been in therapy for years. But my sister's a bit older. She'll probably start it too. Dad is a worrywart. I can't tell which of your dads you're talking about. Which one is a worrywart? Gotta be, oh, the one with the glasses. When they find out they could take my sister home, he read so many books about parenting it made my head spin. I found out that he was worried that he would mess everything up and ruin her life. Big worrywart. I told him she'd be fine. She's just a baby. My other dad was more worried about dropping her on her head or forgetting her inside a car. All parents have those worries in mind, especially when it's a new baby. You have kids, Doc? I do. 2 little boys. Ooh. How is he gonna get this? One of Noel's dad has a possible history of self-harm. Knife and belt equals banned suicide watch items. Is that a thing? Like with the belt? Okay. I do 2 little boys. Older? A bit. So you're a father. Do you make a lot of dad jokes? Oh, definitely. I'm guilty of a few classic ones. Like what? Give me an example. Alright, here's one. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? I don't know. Why? Because he was outstanding in his field. Oh wow. Damn, that's terrible. So bad. I know, but it gets a laugh from the kids. I bet. My other dad used to make jokes like that too, the kind that makes you groan. Do you ever worry about them? Like, what if something happens to them? My kids? Yeah. When you're out, like here in the hospital, do you worry? Did your dad worry? He was home most of the time because everyone worked from home, so not really. Suddenly, I missed that worry ward. That's the 3rd time. What else? Let's talk about the father. Say, how is it like at home living with a worrywart father? Better than having no father. I'm joking. My dads are great. He's not like an extreme worrywart that locked me up at home to keep me safer or anything like that. I just tease him about it, causing him a worrywart. He cares a lot about us. It's all in good fun. Ah, I see. That's good. He sounds like a caring man. He is. They both are. Even when they drive me crazy with their overthinking, I know they mean well. And we laugh about it too. They're good sports about it. They have a good balance of understanding the humor about it. About understanding and humor about it. Yeah. Oh, I missed something. We can poke fun at each other like that. I miss them. What about your biological parent? Excuse me? I don't know a thing about him. Wait, I do know something. My middle name. He named you? No. I told you he's never been around. Left my mom when she was still pregnant with me. But my mom still named me after him for some reason. So I do know something. His name. Huh. I ever tried to look for him? Yeah, when I started using social media. All I had was his first name. My mom never told me how he looked, about how he looked like or what he did, where he lived. So I looked around for like a friend book account, profile pictures of guys with my hair or something. Never found anyone who looked like me. I also tried using public records and old addresses, but nothing panned out. I even checked some genealogical. I also checked some genealog, genealogy site. You think I, excuse me, you think I find a distant relative who might know something, but nope. That sounds frustrating. It must be tough not having more to go on. Not really. I gave up after a little while. His name starts with an L, I presume. Yep. Noel. I. That's me. Noel. L. I. That's me. The I is your last name. Good work, detective. Who named you? Oh, what is that? Noel. L. I. I don't know that. I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe my grandma? Can't imagine the bio dad would bother. Anyway, I already have two dads. I don't need a third one who hasn't showed a sign of life in 20 years. Oh, so you're 20 years old. The only thing I like to know is if he had any genetic diseases or conditions. Do you worry? Yep, we know he's 20. Interesting. No, I've always been healthy. I just wonder sometimes. Long-haired dad does have a chance of developing a heart disease, and we've had a huge scare before. Genetic? His mom died of it pretty young. What was the scare? He suddenly started heaving while we were at home. My other dad freaked out and called an ambulance. It was a whole thing. We thought he was having a heart attack, but it wasn't that. It was a panic attack. That must have been scary. They tested his heart and did all those exams, and it was perfectly fine. The panic attack was unrelated. But it was scary, I can't deny that. What else? Alright. I don't think there's anything else. Hmm. Yeah. Self-image. So far, we've talked a lot about the people you love. You've described them in many different ways. It's been interesting to hear how you see the people around you. Better now, I want to know about Noel. Me? How would you describe yourself? Well, tough questions, huh? Yeah, tough. I'm someone who's been through a lot of shit, and somehow I'm still standing. I guess I've always been the type to keep moving forward, even when things get hard, but it's not the same as being strong, is it? I've made mistakes, big ones. I've hurt people I care about, even when I didn't mean to. I feel like I'm just trying to make up for all of that. It sounds like you're carrying a lot on your shoulders. Do you ever let yourself rest? I can't rest. I have places to be, things to do. People are counting on me. Oh, you're trying to kill God, right? But I try. I try to find moments where I can just be me without all the noise in my head. All right. That's the start. It's okay to take things one step at a time. Yeah, I guess that's all any of us can really do. Hey, do me a favor and cover the mirrors you have in your house. You'll thank me one day. Mirrors? Why? Just saying. Don't mind me. The session is almost over. Noel looks at you and there's a time loop in this mirror. Wh- What is happening? Is he really trying to find God? I'm looking for the self-image. Nothing changed. Mirror? Time loop? What are you saying? You gotta believe me? Your time as a psychologist, your training, and your studies, they all tell you that Noel is having paranoid delusions. And he's trying to bring you through the delusions with them, perhaps as a way to not feel so alone in his fear. Noel is scared. He needs to talk about this fear. Let's dial back the questions of the delusions and focus on Noel. Noel, talk to me. What emotions are you feeling right now? Talking about my feelings is going to get us out of this. Noel, you seem afraid. I'll get over it, Doc. So you felt this way before? Yes, yes, I have. How do you deal with it? I escaped the goddamn time loop. I meant the fear. Look, time loop over, fear over. We get out of the loop. I get silly and pranksy again. Happy times for all. And if you can't exit the time loop, then we stay in this room for all eternity, slowly driving each other insane. How do you deal with it last time? How did you escape the time loop? You don't want to know. It wasn't pretty. I had to make a choice, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done. Did someone get hurt? Yes. Someone you knew. It always is. It never happens when I'm with a person I don't care about. She knows exactly what she's doing. God knows about your friends, family. She's God. She knows everything. She can see inside all mirrors anytime she wants. But now that she knows who I am and what I can do, she's been having fun following me. Don't you think talking about how the last time loop went might help you now? Okay, what was that? Um, that's annoying. No, I don't want to talk about it. Have you felt like this before with your friends or family? I left my original mirror a long time ago. I can't go back to them or else God would harm them. Like they're doing to you right now. Oh, what is happening? Okay, something changed. We know something changed. I just have to figure out what was it. No, conclusions. This is annoying. I would have thought it would have been here. Creation expresses fear and paranoia. Maybe that's it. So they don't know about your fears. No. And your friends? Can't have friends when you're running from mirror to mirror. None of them remember me after I leave. No one has seen you like this before. No one that remembers because of time loop. No, it's me. Did you do something that upset them? Worse, hurt them? Worse. Noel, what did you do? Oh, what is come on. Loki, let's do this. Let's save. Alright. There's a fate worse than death. What do you mean? Death is peaceful when you think about it. Even if you suffered immense pain on the way there, when you die, it's over. You don't feel anything. Did you kill somebody? It ends, and that's it. What did you do, Noel? What's this fate you're talking about? I can't explain it fully. I wish I could undo it. I wish I could make things right. But some things are beyond repair. That's why I'm all alone. So no one will be hurt like that ever again. But I need to tell you this. Noel, when you speak so fast and stare at me and scream like you did when we were talking about the mirrors, I get concerned. Nope. Nope. Whatever. I'm worried about you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I know. I understand that you're scared and you might feel alone. I am alone. No one else except me. No one else except for me knows the truth. And those I tell it to don't believe me. The truth about the parallel realities and the existence of a God who's after you? Noel, is there anything else? I want to understand so I can help you. I don't want to hurt you. You don't understand. If I tell you, you won't be the same again. Do you feel responsible for my well-being? I don't feel. I am. I am responsible for your surviving this time loop. The things I've seen, the things I know, they're not just in my head, they're real and they're dangerous. I appreciate you looking out for me. I do. But I am an adult. I can look after myself. I'm not like the kids from your accident. I'm not helpless. I am not like you before your dad took you in, Noel. Stop it. Stop being nice to me. Stop understanding me. Stop. This would have been so much easier if I hated you. I could just, you don't have to carry this burden alone. I do have to carry it alone because if I share it with you, you'll be dragged into this nightmare with me. Maybe I'm already in it just by being with you. No, you're not. Not yet. This will be over soon. But if you knew everything, I can't. No. I won't let this happen to you. I feel like there's something you're keeping deep. I hope we're not the dad with the glasses. But he said we had boys and he said they had a sister, so I feel like there's something you're keeping deep inside your heart that you're too afraid to say. In my view, if something you believe, you may just be crazy. In my view, if it's something you believe would do more harm than good to mention. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. This is a safe space. You can tell me anything at all. Look, see, this is when it gets creepy. You're a stubborn old man. So are you. You wouldn't stop until I do it, won't you? You won't stop until I do it. Okay, I'll tell you the truth. Let's do some saving. And then I don't think there's nothing here that's new. Truth. Just tell me something first. We all have free will, don't we? We can make our own choices. We're in charge of our own individual lives. Do you believe that? Yes. Do you believe that, Doc? It's as I said. Okay. Inside one of my pockets, there's something important. Guess which one? Noel, what does this have to do with it's relevant? The right. Why did you pick that pocket? This is crazy. I have a hunch. And you, Doc? Why did you pick it? I just told you what's going on, Noel. Okay, I'll tell you the truth now, Doc. Everything I told you was a lie. A lie? Yep. About the notes, parallel realities, God. I don't believe any of it. It's not true. I just wanted to fuck with you. Why would you make all of this up? I wanted to see how far you'd go, how much you believe, how deep you dig into the madness I made up on the spot. Noel, this doesn't make any sense. You were so passionate about everything you said. That's the thing about lies. If you tell them enough, even you start to believe them. But all those times you were scared, the desperation in your voice, that wasn't real. Maybe you don't know me as well as you think you do. I like messing with people. Their perceptions of reality. I like them when they decide if they should believe my insane ramblings or not. When you were deep in thought over the mirror world bullshit that I said things you don't remember me saying. I love it. I don't need to understand them. I just need to see how they react when I mess with their heads. Isn't it just a bit entertaining to watch how people react to something they can't fully grasp? Entertainment? You think playing with people's minds is just for fun? And what about your reality, Noel? How easily is yours shattered? My reality is as shattered as I want it to be. The lies keep me in control. Control over what? Control over everything, even the way you perceive me. You think I'm a sociopath? That's what the other doctor said. It made me very few friends. Everyone stays away from me. My parents too. They tried to help me, but they couldn't handle me any longer. I can't mimic it pretty well, huh? Empathy? The more I act like I care, the less anyone questions my motives. Caring for your well-being, asking about the kids, my family, the tears. I don't understand people, not really. Their reactions, their emotions, I watch them, mimic their behaviors. Am I a good actor, Doc? I told you I like pranks. I like making people I like making people believe in my lies. It's fun. I got skilled in imitating handwritings. Oh, and the coffee you're drinking? I doused it with some pills I stole from a patient in the ER. What pills? I don't know. I was hoping you'll be feeling sleepy or throw up or something. For fun? Yeah. What pills did you give me, Noel? I need to know. They were by the bed of some guy who was screaming and trying to bite people. But what? What does it have to do with free will? Nothing. Everything I told you today is meaningless. I was messing with you. Do you even realize the consequences of your actions? I'm fully aware. That's what makes it so thrilling. Noel, do you hate me? Everyone else does. I have a hateful personality and unlikable interests. Everyone I mess with like this runs away before they can be broken. Canyon was the first one that got away. Doc. Oh, that's the angel, isn't it? Doc? Pill kicked in. Forget about me. Please. Don't dig any deeper. Thank you for playing. Yay. Oh, I actually like that. A lot of reading, but I do want to try one thing first. I want to change one option. I want to load this. True, and that's one thing I want to do. The option for the right pocket. I picked a different one last time. And you, Doc? Why did you pick it? I told you what's going on real well. Okay. Hey, the truth, Doc. Oh, so it's the same thing regardless. Interesting. Making sense. That's the thing about lies. Understand ramblings. Love it. I don't understand them. Can we actually bring up placebo effect? Illusions issue. Alright, come on. Yeah, no, there's nothing. Ugh. I guess because of the demo, we can only see so much, which is fine. All right, now that's what I want to wait on. If you go to, yeah, nothing changes. That's fine. Oh, what a good demo. Why is he so? Why does he look so young right there? But either way, this has been Meta Horror Therapy Session. Oh, no, I actually really liked it. It's creepy. But I guess the way you ask the questions is gonna determine the outcome, maybe, and what you ask. But either way, thank you, everyone. This is the demo for Steam Next Fest. Hope you're having a fantastic time and see you soon.